Now, a large-scale cyber attack has spread across the world, hitting countries as far apart as Norway and India. Some affected companies posted screenshots of the hackers' demands for payment in Bitcoin. The first indications of the attack came from Ukraine, where government ministries, power companies, banks and the airport in Kiev are affected. Professor Bill Buchanan's an expert in computer security and cybercrime at Edinburgh Napier University. Good evening.
Good evening.
This does seem to be a major attack.
It shows all the signs of a traditional type of ransomware attack where we saw a phishing attack inside the Ukraine. And that's a typical way that ransomware would infect a company, people clicking on links and then infecting the systems. In this case, it's probably more severe than in the WannaCry situation in that it affects the booting process of the machine.
And this ransomware, we understand, is called Petya. We've seen this one before?
Yeah, so it was around in 2016, about a year ago. But obviously now what they've done is they've weaponized it. So the basic ransomware itself operates by attacking the boot process of a Windows machine. But they've now tied on this exploit that happened with WannaCry, which is to tie onto the SMB protocol version 1 that some machines, such as XP and Windows 7 machines, actually had running. The machines that have been targeted in this case probably haven't been patched as they should have done, because what happened was that we disabled WannaCry quite quickly because it had a kill switch in it, so it wasn't quite as severe as it could have been. But this one doesn't seem to have a kill switch in it yet.
So is this the responsibility of the companies or the government agencies that have been hit, or is this a problem with the software?
It's a bit of both. I think it's well known that this exploit has been published for several months now. You must worry that Chernobyl nuclear power plant was one of the organisations that has been targeted with this. So this could cause severe problems, and as we've seen with the NHS, it can happen too. So I think for us at home, if we were to be infected, then that's obviously one thing. But for critical national infrastructure, such as the energy network, to be brought down could have serious ramifications for a country.
So why is it hitting some countries worse than others? Is it just that they're not as up to date with their IT?
Well, what typically happens is that there will be a general target for the phishing attack. In this case, it was Ukraine that it started, but then it will generally move as the sun goes around the world. And I think you're seeing signs now that companies in the US are now being infected by it too. So it's known now that it exists. So a lot of IT departments will be trying to defend against it, certainly to stop any infection through emails and to make sure that the firewalls are set up to stop the infection coming in through the internet.
Once again, the hackers are demanding payment in Bitcoin. Is there any way to track that, to try to prevent this sort of thing happening?
Well, Bitcoin is an anonymous payment. It is known the actual address of the Bitcoin wallet. So once that's known, then law enforcement agencies around the world will be watching that wallet. Everything is publicly available for all the transactions that happen on that wallet. So it will be seen by everyone who's interested how many payments there has been. $300 is quite a high ransom, but when you think about it, it's disabling the whole machine. So WannaCry will disable some files on the machine where this stops the machine from booting at all. So it would be very difficult to recover a machine once it's been infected.
Bill Buchanan, thank you very much indeed. Professor of Computer Security and Cybercrime at Edinburgh Napier University.